you're building a sequel, you need to establish a story.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, you know, once you attach that Feebles name to it, you know what people that know what the Feebles
We
are.
expect the raunchy, crazy, out there,
Fucked up
Yeah.
stuff.
you know.
Which, by the
Yeah.
way, if you need some fucked up ideas, just
Yeah, feel free to ask us for any kind of fucked up idea.
No, legit, like, I thought some, like the first thing that came into my mind was something I was like, oh, I can't even say that on air.
Yeah.
I would be canceled.
That's
You guys
perfect for
laugh, and it would be fine, but I would be canceled. And that's like what I think we would hope would be like what this would be, what the sequel would be is like. Let's go even edgier or whatever.
Yeah.
At this,
Yeah, I think the main thing, because again, it's not like a completed story, and of course, like I'm going to a serious narrative, but I can admit that I'm actually going through rewrites as well with someone, so I'm basically kind of adding in some new tidbits. So the dialogue will be a lot more improved because, again, I wrote this when I was in high school, so I was like, the dialogue needs to be changed. So I changed that up a bit, make more things more sly, and what I need to keep in mind with these rewrites is that I can actually add more gross stuff in it. Because let alone the fact that of it being a really wanted thing to see this gross out stuff. But I think what the main thing that I am really shocked about with Feebles is that it's the first time I ever did a project where I started working with Hollywood people. And that's just really shocking to
Nice.
I was going to ask you, we should at least touch on the voice cast here. Tell us a little bit about how you have voiced these people.
Yeah, so basically,
because they sounded good in the audio we heard. That's for sure.
Yeah, so the ones that you heard were one of them was the Hollywood guy that I met later on, which his name was Wayne Leggett, and he's been in the business for over 40 years. And he first started out voicing side characters, and then he voices the main character when the original dropped out. And so this is the first time like in the spotlight of a character. And what's more ironic is he's in his 50s voicing like a 20-year-old character. So that's where it's like, oh, it kind of reversed. And so you heard with him voicing Caesar, and then Heidi's voiced by he has the same name as me. So same first name. I was like, oh, what a luck of the draw there. But the fact that he also voices Heidi, Robert, Sebastian, and Arthur. And I met them through a site called Casting Call Club. And basically on there, you post projects and people audition. And it was the first time I was like, you know what? This project's probably not going to go far. I'm just going to list it there. Because I didn't think anyone would audition for Feebles. I thought they'd audition for anything else. But I guess no one knew about the film. They just saw like, oh, he's making a sequel to an old film. That's inspiring. Or like, I don't know. Some people have different responses, but
if you're started out in the business or you just need work, that sounds like you'll probably all over everything.
Makes me wish I was a fucking voice actor.
Voice acting's got to be a sweet gig once you start landing roles, man. You could do it from home. It doesn't matter what the fuck you look like.
Or what you're wearing.
Yeah. Aaron's not wearing pants right now. Neither him or Jane.
Neither am I.
Yeah, that's why Worst Damn Gamer doesn't have his camera on.
I will say this as a little tidbit, because I do some of these people I do live recordings with, and what ends up happening is some people, they live in hotter areas than others. So there would be times where I'm recording live calls on like Discord. Basically, they record their audio at their area, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's like, let's go through these lines. We'll do this, and I'm like, dude. They're basically telling me, dude, I need to take off my shirt. I need to take off my clothes. It's getting hot in here, and I'm yelling. And I can't name people, of course, because I don't want to like trash them out. But like, there's seeds where we've had to do spicy seeds, and they're like, bro, I'm getting so hot right here. And I don't know if it's from reading it or if it's from the temperature. So I've recorded with people that were like partially naked through the recording.
Half a chub.
Yeah. That's fucking awesome and hilarious. It just makes sense for some reason. For me, it makes sense for people.
That's how you get a good performance.
Yeah.
I will say, with doing the projects for so long, and I've done this since roughly late 2018, and now it's 2022. So it's been a long time for it to be in development. But what I've also found out is I've started buying a bunch of like merchandise and of like the original film, which I didn't even think there was any merchandise. And I figured out some very like weird tidbits about each character. And this might actually make the film more fucked up. Do you guys remember Dennis?
Which one was Dennis?
The aardvark or anteater.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I have a press packet. I bought it online. It was an original press packet from '94 that people were selling to basically talk about the Feebles to like give to critics. I found one, and so I read through it, and they gave character bios. Dennis's character bio said he's an office boy for one, and I'm like, okay, maybe that's just a nickname. And then I read into it. He's an adolescent in the midst of puberty.
Oh, fuck.
I know. And I'm like, I read that through, and I'm like, really?
Hey, bud, I'll be on in like
They brought him
15
into the
minutes.
porno
I had to run a
scene
quick
and, like,
errand to the store.
made it so
So
much
I'll
more
see you in a few
fucked up.
later.
Jeez.
So where can people go to?
From there, I'm going to try to keep everything in order, because I originally thought, oh, I'm going to keep all my adult stuff separate, all my child-friendly stuff separate, and then I realized if I'm going to be credited for doing something like this, I want to be credited on one channel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
the
yeah.
only